Do you ever feel like you were destined to do something? Like not just to want to do that thing, but to feel like you were born for it and to think about it every day, everywhere? Yeah, I have those too. Those are called dreams. See, I just have one problem. I spend every day dreaming of doing that one thing that I was born to do. I just haven't figured out what that thing is yet.
And I'll say I was overthinking, and my mama was right when she said chase what you believe in, it won't happen overnight. And if you ever feel alone and there's a lonely song to write, can't believe I worried all the way most of my time.
I believe that dreams exist to be accomplished, and that life is about the journey of risking everything to achieve that one thing you were born to do. There are 8 billion people in the world, and only 1 out of 10 people set out to achieve those dreams. And out of those, only 8% of people actually achieve those dreams. Crazy, right? I moved to LA right after college to pursue my dreams of becoming a filmmaker, only to realize that life could be about so much more than making films. Although it's still my passion, I just think there's something even bigger to live for, right?
So if I fly till I fall, will I still have a place inside your heart? And when you see what I've become, will you love me for who I am, not who I was? Will you love me for who I am, not who I was?
I think one of the biggest problems that we face in society today is the endless catalog of on-demand content. I mean, I can't even pick what movie I want to watch on Netflix or what I want to eat for breakfast. How am I supposed to pick out my life every day in one moment? There's a quote that says a man who chases 2 rabbits never catches one. And maybe that's our problem. Maybe we're just chasing too many things at the same time. Maybe if we just pick that one thing, even if we're wrong, it'll lead us to the thing that we actually want to do. But if you're anything like me, you can't just decide on one thing. Sometimes I still feel like a kid. I love so many different things and I can't pick one. I mean, some days I still want to pursue filmmaking. Other days I just want to drop it all and wonder if I should have just been an accountant. So this is my childhood best friend. Me and this guy experienced life together, and he was always by my side through thick and thin ever since I can remember. But as I got older, we hung out less and less to the point where I think I almost forgot him. Luckily I didn't, and he moved out to California with me. When we're kids, we have a lot of time. It feels like time just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. We make caricatures of the world in an attempt to explain it or to just have fun. As society progresses, our desire for belonging only gets bigger and bigger. I think as we get older, this desire and this search for belonging begins to drive our decision making into who we want to become and what we want to do. Being lost is kind of just part of finding yourself, and I think amidst of it all, the more you fail, the more you realize that maybe some things aren't worth pursuing and other things are.
Ever since I was a kid, all I ever wanted to do was change the world by doing something that I loved. Growing up, I would create make-believe worlds and wonder things like what the stars were made of. Today, life looks a little different. For most of us, we're just kids living out our lives asking the same questions in a world that tells us to get back to work. We live in a culture where most of us live to work instead of working to live. When was the last time you actually felt alive? Most lives are driven on the comparison of what we see online. But what if we change that? I think step 1 is remembering why you started in the first place. What is it that inspired you and ignited passion for doing what you love? And who told you those dreams weren't worth pursuing? But most importantly, how can we get back to where it all started? For me, going back to where I started means enjoying the little things. I miss doing this film stuff because it was fun, not because it paid the bills. It's difficult to be inspired when you're always pressured to perform. Going back to the basics means going back to square one and allowing myself to do a lot, or nothing at all. It means being able to pursue realistic goals, but also never stop dreaming. People strive to find balance in their lives, and I found that the best way to live a balanced life is to make sure that you're still doing that thing that you love, even if you don't know what it is yet. All in all, one thing I promised myself when starting this channel is that I would create content that I genuinely enjoy. I think there's nothing worse than creating content that you hate and getting paid to do it, because then you hate what you do and you're kind of stuck doing that thing. So I think my goal for this has been to tell stories and to have fun and to document my journey throughout life. So yeah, I think YouTube has always been something I've wanted to do. I just haven't wanted to do it the traditional way. I think that YouTube is already full of Mr. Beast style content and high pace retention stuff, and that's just something that I promised myself that I wouldn't do. I think even though that's the content that's trending all the time, I think that that's not something I'd want to do for the rest of my life, especially after seeing it every day for 2 years. I've always just wanted to do something more meaningful and to pursue things that are fun and have purpose. Not to say that that content doesn't, but I think for me it's just about documenting the journey of life and telling stories through an interesting perspective. So I guess I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm lost. I guess I just like a lot of different things, and sometimes it's really, really hard to pick. So maybe this can be a way of me documenting all the different things that I love to do and not have to compromise on every single one of them. Thank you guys for watching another week's video, and hope to see you guys soon. Peace.